Category 2, basically the same idea, except that I can no longer use these category 1 products, even though the pressure inside is less, because I'm going to develop condensate on the inside from the cooled flue gases, so this material will rot. It will destroy itself. Any of you out there that have gone into a mechanical room that had historically a really tall stack, right? And the equipment was maybe like 80%, right? And all these seams start to fail, right? You start getting all kinds of corrosion buildup and like fungus growing on it and everything else. That's because the flue gases within the stack are starting to cool and that condensate's running down. And that condensate starts to build up like, crud, and it starts working its way through the pipe. Double wall B-vent, okay? It was kind of a cool story I heard from an actual, it was a Derwent manufacturer. B-vent, one thing B-vent will typically give you is closer clearances to combustibles, okay? That's because you have this air gap in here. Air is an insulator, right? So it'll cool this outer skin and get you a little bit closer to, a wood wall. The real intent behind B-vent had nothing to do with clearance of combustibles. It had everything to do with keeping heat in the pipe and not letting it radiate out into the space, therefore cooling the flue gases down and causing them to condense and create all that crud at all the joints. B-vent's intention was literally to create an insulating wall to keep the inside of the pipe hot so that it didn't cool and condense and let the flue products outside. Okay, fun little fact. Category 2 will require something more along the lines of, like a stainless. An AL294C is kind of the industry standard for condensing applications, polypropylene type material, stuff like that, because we're going to be running lower temps where the flue gas will condense, but we're running a negative pressure. So about the only time you actually see that in the modern world is if you have 2 high efficiency pieces of equipment that you're common venting. Okay, so if I've got 2 boilers that I'm going to put into one stack and run through the roof, technically that becomes, more than likely, it becomes a negative draft appliance because we don't want to spill flue products from one appliance into the other. So we make sure that the stack is designed that it's a negative, but the flue gases are still cool enough that they will condense, will rot in normal stacks. We have to make sure it's of a design in which it can handle that acidity. So at the end of the day, we end up using a category 4 vent material, right? Because the only thing that differentiates a category 4 versus a category 2 vent material is its sealing mechanism and its ability to be sealed tight.